Hello everyone and welcome to this video on the Newcomb model and social constructionism. In the previous video, we talked about the Newcomb model, which is a communication model that describes how our relationships with others are influenced by our shared social environment. The Newcomb model has three main components: the sender, the receiver, and the shared social environment. The sender and the receiver are two people who are in a relationship with each other. The shared social environment is anything that both people have in common, such as their friends, family, or culture. The Newcomb model says that the relationship between the sender and the receiver is influenced by their shared social environment in two ways. The shared social environment can bring the sender and receiver closer together, or it can push them apart. For example, if the sender and the receiver both love the same movie, it can bring them closer together. However, if they both hate the same movie, it can push them apart. The relationship between the sender and receiver can also influence the shared social environment. For example, if the sender and the receiver start to argue about a movie, this can damage their relationship and also make them start to see the movie in a different light. The Newcomb model is important because it shows how our relationship with others are influenced by our shared social environment. This is a key concept in social constructionism, which is the theory that our reality is created through communication. Social constructionism says that we do not experience reality directly. Instead, we experience reality through the lens of our own culture and our own personal experiences. Our communication with others help us to construct our reality and to make sense of the world around us. The Newcomb model is one way of understanding how our communication with others can influence our reality. Let's see the example of Anne and Emma, who are friends and both like the same books of the famous writer Charles. When Charles' new book comes out, Emma hates it and Anne loves it. This disagreement can cause tension in their relationship as they now have different opinions on something they both previously agreed on. The outcome of the situation would depend on a number of factors, such as the strength of their friendship, their willingness to compromise, and the importance of the book to them. However, the Newcomb model would predict that their relationship would be influenced by their shared social environment, in this case, their opinion of the book. The idea is that our reality is constantly evolving through our communication with others. As we communicate with others, we learn new things and our understanding of the world changes. This can lead to changes in our relationships with others, and we may start to see them in a different light. The Newcomb model is a simple model, and it does not take into account all of the complexities of human communication, and it is not free from limitations. This model assumes that communication is a linear process where the sender sends a message to the receiver and the receiver then responds. However, communication is often more complex than this, with multiple messages being sent and received simultaneously, and the meaning of the message being influenced by the context in which they are sent and received. This model does not take into account the role of power in relationships. In some relationships, one person may have more power than the other, and this can influence how communication takes place. For example, a boss may have more power than an employee, and this can make it difficult for the employee to express their true opinions. This model also does not take into account the role of conflicts in relationships. Conflict is a natural part of communication, and it can be used to resolve problems and to build stronger relationships. However, the Newcomb model does not provide any insight into how conflict can be managed in a healthy way. Yet, despite these limitations, the Newcomb model is a useful tool for understanding the role of communication in relationships. It can help us to understand how our relationships are influenced by our shared social environment and how our communication with others can help us to maintain or change our relationships.